I don't know about you, but I want the truth. I don't like being lied to. That's all I want is the truth. Please join me in my quest to obtain the truth.
What you're about to witness is a flat tart attempting to do research. Viewer discretion is advised.
Mainstream science will have you believe that the craters on the moon are due to impacts from meteors, comets, and asteroids. They will have you believe these thousands and thousands of circular craters which cover the moon's surface are all due to impacts. Now, anyone who wants to make sure that this information is correct can Google craters on the moon, and they will tell you straight away lunar craters are impact craters on the Earth's moon. The moon's surface has many craters, almost all of which were formed by impacts. So when I zoom in on the moon and I take a close look, I can see all these circular craters which they say are from impacts. My question is, if all these space rocks are flying in at different angles, not just 90-degree angles, where are the impact marks which create digs and canyons and trails?
What makes you think that meteors would do that? Oh, I know exactly why, because I've seen the rest of the video, but I want everyone else to remember. Why does Flat Earth Asshole think that meteors should leave a trail, a canyon, a scar on the moon's surface? Remember that question, and the answer is going to be quite hilarious.
We should be seeing marks like this on the moon. Like I said, dig marks, or scratches, scrapes if you will, caused by meteors coming in at an angle. I can find images produced by Hollywood which demonstrate this, where a meteor comes in at an angle and makes a big giant gouge, right? And digs deeper and deeper into the earth as it hits. Well, in this case, we should be seeing these marks on the moon, except we don't.
And there you go. Flat Earth Assholes, evidence for why there should be gouges on the moon's surface. Because fucking Hollywood says so. Because Hollywood movies show meteors gouging the Earth. Therefore, the moon's surface should have the same kind of gouges. Fucking Hollywood. You do understand that Hollywood isn't real, right, Flat Earth Asshole? Or do you honestly think that everything Hollywood produces is 100% accurate? Because we all know how fucking accurate Hollywood is with science, right? They are. They understand science so well that we can use them as a fucking reference for how the world should look like and should act. Are you fucking kidding me, Flat Earth Asshole? You know what, Flat Earth Asshole? People have been trying to tell me that I should make a video about you because apparently you're some fucking genius in the Flat Earth movement. And so far, the best that you've got is that science doesn't line up with fucking Hollywood. That is, oh my goodness, that is fucking hilarious. Science doesn't line up with Hollywood, guys. Who would have thunk it?
And if you even type in meteor impact marks, all they show you is a bunch of images of meteor crater in Arizona and a bunch of circular impact marks. I can't even find the right verbiage. I put meteor impact trails, and then they show me trails left behind a meteor in the sky. So I can't find any actual images to display this in real life. All I could find were these Hollywood images.
I want to make sure that I understand this 100%. You could find no real life examples of this so-called meteor streaks, meteor trails. You couldn't find a real world example of it, and you could only find Hollywood pictures. Therefore, it's true. That is your fucking logic. Your logic is there's no evidence of it in the real world, there's only evidence of it in Hollywood movies, therefore it needs to be fucking real. Holy shit, man. What? Oh my, I don't even know what to say about that.
Now, I found this highly puzzling that I couldn't find any real-life examples of this that weren't created on a computer. So then when I look at the moon and I'm asking myself, where are these impact trails? Impact ditches, if you will. They simply don't exist.
You find it puzzling that you can't find evidence that these meteor trails, meteor gouges don't exist on Earth, and yet you expect to see them on the moon. You have no evidence that such a thing should exist in the first place besides Hollywood movies, but your tiny little flat-tard brain is like, well, where are they on the moon? Maybe, just maybe, because you cannot find evidence that such a thing should exist, that might be why it doesn't exist.
So we have to then at this point, being that science, mainstream science, is telling us that all these impact craters are coming from space rocks slamming into the moon, we have to then ask ourselves, is it theoretically even possible for the moon to be getting hit by space rocks, all of which are entering at a 90-degree angle, to make these circular craters?
Wait, what? You think that the only way that we can have a circular crater is if the meteor hits at a 90-degree angle? That's it. That's the only possible explanation your tiny little flat-tard brain could think of. That was it. You never bothered to look up, why are craters round? Because trust me, if you would have asked that question to Google, you would have gotten the answer. No. Instead, you took the fact that there are no pictures of such a thing in the real world, and only in Hollywood are there pictures of such a thing, as evidence that a circular crater can only exist if a meteor hits at a 90-degree angle. That is your fucking evidence. Jesus fuck. You are the dumbest flat earther I have ever bumped into, and I have fucking made videos about Gypsy Girl. You take the fucking cake. There is no evidence of it happening on Earth unless it's in Hollywood, therefore it needs to be true. The only craters we see on the moon are circular, and I don't see the gouges that Hollywood said should be there, therefore they all must have hit at 90-degree angles. You are fucking pathetic, man. You are just the saddest little flat earther there is. Let's take a look at what scientists actually say about why craters are circular. And you know how I found this information? By typing into Google, why are craters circles? It was that fucking easy. So here's the explanation. Meteors explode when they hit the surface of Earth. You know why they do that? Because they're hitting Earth really fucking fast. So they explode. They explode on contact. They don't trail off. They hit and they explode. Explosions are pretty much circular and pretty much evenly spaced out, which is why you only see circular craters. And I know Hollywood tells you that it shouldn't be that, but here's the thing, buddy. Hollywood ain't fucking science. That might be hard for your tiny little flat-tard brain to digest, but scientists don't work for Hollywood. Here's an example of what I am talking about. Here you have the meteor that hit Russia in 2013. In this video, you will hear a very clear bang, because it fucking explodes.
Чудо, он упал куда-то, да? Ебать!
Now let's look at the site at which this meteor hit the Earth. You'll notice from the previous video that the meteor wasn't coming down at a 90-degree angle. It was coming down sideways. And yet the crater of it is a circle. Almost as if it exploded when it hit the Earth because it's moving really fucking fast. Not just that, let's take a look at what scientists have to say at the amount of energy that this meteor had. And I'm gonna entirely butcher how I say this name because it's fucking Russian and I don't speak Russian. The 2013 Chelyabinsk meteor was estimated to be about 20 meters in diameter, with an airburst of around 500 kilotons. An explosion 30 times the one over Hiroshima. Do you see the amount of energy that meteors have? They fucking explode. They don't get to sit there and drag their asses across the surface of the Earth. They fucking explode. And you know how easy this was to find? You just had to type in the question, why are craters circles? And you didn't even bother to do that. Instead, you looked at Hollywood pictures, and then your little flat-tart brain was confused as to why Hollywood pictures didn't match reality.
So at this point, I will now demonstrate through a actual physical experiment that you cannot physically have nothing but circular craters on the moon if they are all due to impacts. We should be seeing gouges, scrapes, ditches, canyons that are being dug out by sideways, angular, incoming impacts.
So you're gonna demonstrate to us a real-world example of a 500 kiloton explosion leaving a gouge on the Earth, right? Now I'm gonna stop here and I want everyone to take a quick guess as to what you think Flat Earth Asshole is gonna do. And I don't know, write it in the comments because it's gonna be fucking hilarious, I promise.
Alright. So today I am out in the country so I can perform an experiment and not disturb anybody at the same time.
Holy shit, guys, this sounds super serious. Get your safety goggles out, we're gonna do some real fucking science out here.
Today what I want to demonstrate is the different type of marks that a high velocity object making an impact will create.
Oh man, guys, high velocity impacts, this is gonna be fucking awesome!
What I'm going to do today is I'm going to take my air rifle and I'm going to shoot BBs into the earth, the ground right here.
Yup, because BBs hitting the ground is the same as a 500 kiloton explosion. Those two things are fucking equal. That is our fucking dangerous high velocity experiment that must be done. Fucking BBs. Now, the rest of this video is mostly him shooting the ground, so if you really want to watch him do that, go watch his video. I'm going to skip ahead to his conclusion.
Moon craters are not from space rock impacts like they told us. Science has been lying to us, so what else have they been lying to us about? Let's open up scientific investigation on this right away. This video needs to go viral, and every scientist worth their salt needs to be looking into this, trying to figure out a real answer. Because space rocks hitting the moon for millions and billions of years causing only circular craters is obviously false, and I just proved it false beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Holy shit, guys, he's like super serious. Did you see how hard he threw that apple? Fucking super serious. Let's stop for a second and re-examine the research that Flat Earth Asshole has done today. So he had a question. He looked at the moon and saw that all the craters on the moon were circles. And his first thought was to look for examples of craters that weren't circles on Earth. So he went and he found nothing. So he then went and found images from movies, images created with special effects by Hollywood for movies, and said to himself, oh, Hollywood thinks that craters should look like this. Why don't they? Instead of finding a scientific paper explaining why crater impacts come out as circles, he went to fucking Hollywood to get his scientific facts. And because reality didn't match Hollywood, he now thinks that craters should have these long gouges and strips because Hollywood says so. Never once did Flat Earth Asshole even attempt to find the answer to the question he was asking. Instead, he made a stupid experiment where he used a BB gun as a surrogate for a meteor. He used a BB gun as a high-velocity projectile. A fucking BB gun. Because I guess a BB gun is the same as a 20-meter meteor hitting Earth and exploding with 500 kilotons of energy. What you have just witnessed is the brightest minds in the Flat Earth movement doing research. This is fucking pathetic. Your method of doing research is exactly why we call you idiots.